How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like getting right out of bed late for work, yet your hair looks immaculate. No blow dryer, no comb, no sculpting gel. Just a flawless look. As if you walked out of your house and straight onto the cover of a men's fashion magazine.
Good morning, Steven. Oh, have you done something new with your hair? It looks amazing.
They don't have the slightest clue you were half asleep drooling on your pillow not 10 minutes ago. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
I still haven't heard of it.
Dentine used to be. Oh my god, yeah. Look at Bazooka as well. They used to have that.
Michael Dentine.
Michael Dentine again gets another mention.
Don't mention that. I went to the dentist yesterday.
You have to take another mortgage out.
Let's not go there. Fucking hell.
No.
I'm still.
I once had to pay for root canal. It turned out I didn't need it.
Ugh. The thing that
1,300
gets-
quid.
The thing
Yeah.
that gets me is that the hygiene. When did a dentist stop doing
Yeah.
dentistry? And now you've got to go to see a hygienist for 89 quid to essentially
Separate.
scale and polish that the dentist used to do anyway.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
More on Noel's Broken Britain next week.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I do.
My dentist got done for killing someone.
Was it? Oh, fucking hell. Like in the dentist chair, or was he a psycho? Just went on a spree.
No, I'm going to retract that because
I'll give man no context. I think we just leave it there.
Review of last week's games.
Shall we talk some week 15?
hey, shall we though?
15, so it
It's a
seems
long way.
quite a lot. It seems,
Yeah,
long
it's
way
a
into the
long time
season.
ago.
Yeah. Started with, I don't know how to describe this game. Dreadful. Rams at 49ers. Rams won it 12-6. But I couldn't work out why the weather was so bad. Was it just it was incredibly windy and raining and stuff like that? Because neither quarterback could throw it. It was such a weird game, that was. And everyone was going, well, in these conditions, it's going to be difficult to have any kind of passing game. But they never mentioned what the conditions were. It didn't look that bad in terms of downpour or anything like that. So
The game looked bad.
It was a bad game, but
71,000
excusing
people
it.
there watching that.
How many?
71,000 attendance.
Neither team really.
we'd think that was a big California derby. That's how we'd look at it. But you know, it doesn't seem to be that much rivalry there. Weirdly, the 49ers rivalry seems to be with the Cowboys from the 80s still.
Well, Strauss doesn't like he supports the Rams and he hates the Niners.
Well, that's good. He's just seen the Niners be better than them over the last few years.
Yeah.
Who's Lefty?
No, Strauss.
Oh.
Lefty hasn't heard of the Rams or 49ers.
I thought he had a beef with the 49ers that he invented.
No, I think that was the Jets.
Oh, was it the Jets? Was it?
I can't remember. He actually might have claimed to have been a 49ers fan and hated the Jets. But that's because we kind of told him to be. He's not going to remember, and I'm not digging that episode out to listen either.
Fair.
I still want to bring up Brock Purdy's contract.
Apparently already signed, but you reckon they're going
Is
to
it?
back out of it, do you? Yeah. But they can't announce it yet because
As-
it's fallen
as
the wrong
the-
year's cap.
Has the figures been leaked out?
I believe he's joined the 200 million club 5 years.
Really? Well, it's not worth that. Where would you put Purdy in as it stands now for this season?
This season,
Quarterback, yeah.
bottom
just this
half.
season.
This season, bottom half.
Yeah, I agree.
His career overall, top 10, but this season he's been poor. I don't think it's been helped by having his receivers changed every week.
Is there anything more to
Literally
talk about?
nothing else happened.
Well, you could talk about the Rams going from not decimating, putting up, was it 44 points against Buffalo in the week before to now scoring 12. It was very much a game of 2 hours, wasn't it? To go from
It was 2 games of 2 games,
Just
as the old saying goes.
polar opposites of.
On paper, should have been a good game. Ish.
Yeah, you'd think, because essentially this was loser, their season's dead. That's pretty much what this game was. And neither team played like there was anything riding on it. I was thinking, should we even cover the games that have got fuck all riding on them?
There were quite a few of crap games.
Yeah, so
yeah, I think so.
I'm more than happy not to give Cowboys at Panthers a mention.
Yeah, or Jets and Jags.
Yeah, although there is something that needs to be brought up about Jets and Jags.
Okay, let's forget.
But I have literally
lost.
nothing to say about
That's
the
fine.
Cowboys and Panthers.
Okay, Panthers lost. So Jets and Jags.
We're not at Jets and Jags yet. We
I know.
stick to the fucking running order.
Chiefs and Browns, come on.
All right, I'm not in your order. What are you looking at?
The spreadsheet that you've got.
Oh, I never go down off that. I just put a screen on. So stats are there. Right, okay,
You
then.
see, this is why people wonder why you keep constantly banging on about God knows what. He's not reading the same thing as us. That's why.
Off script, nothing wrong with that.
Right. So in the spreadsheet, week 15. That's what we're looking at.
Chiefs and Browns. Yeah.
Chiefs, a 2-score victory. Are they finding form at the right time?
No,
they were still shit, and the Browns were awful.
Yeah. Winston brought his B game, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He did some ludicrous passes though, which he will do.
Yeah.
But
although for the next game, it has been confirmed that Thompson Robinson will start.
Oh, is that nailed on?
Yep, they will start.
Interesting.
I mean, it makes sense because they're looking to next season, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got to give whoever they've got there a run out.
According to Bubba Bakewell, Browns will bench Winston.
No, Billy Bob.
Yeah, Billy Bob Bakewell. Yeah.
I thought the Browns defense did admirable. It seemed to be rushing Mahomes a lot.
They nailed him as well, didn't
they? They did, yeah. Is there an update on that? His ankle?
Week to week.
See, that
well, surely the first week is the most likely week to miss.
I
never
really,
understood that week to week. Never understood that.
It doesn't really matter.
It means not IR, doesn't it? That's what it means. Yeah, so the Browns are... Well, we don't even need to talk about the Chiefs. They're already number 1 seed, pretty much. They're going to the divisional round. They'll probably win every game in slightly shit fashion.
Scripted fashion.
All the way until then. Dolphins at Texans.
Dolphins out now, aren't they? Good as.
No, they're not quite out.
You got the same sort of chance as the Niners, haven't they?
They need a few things to happen, but I think if they're still in the position where if they win out,
yeah, it's out of their hands. Out of their hands now.
Oh yeah, but they're a 6-win team. Of course, it's out of their hands at this stage. But they're on the same. Them and the Bengals are in and the Colts, I think, are all on 6 wins, and they're still in with it. They're still in the hunt. When they put the caption up, in the hunt, it's those 3 teams.
There was a new caption as well, in the bubble.
Different. Yeah.
With that guy from Big Brother. Essentially the reason I stopped watching it. Was it the second series? They were introducing the characters, and this guy goes in called Bubble. And
He was squeaky bloke. He was a squeaky little bloke, weren't he?
I'm not watching this.
Sure,
I'm not watching 10 weeks of some cunt called Bubble.
I think Tua's worst game since he's
His
come
worst
back.
game since he came back, yeah.
3 interceptions.
But the Texans defense actually played like they did last year at this stage. When they finished last season really strongly, and they've kind of looked a bit half-assed this year, probably because it's been such an easy division for them.
They've been really inconsistent, and I think Stroud hasn't dazzled like he did last year, but I think a large part of it is Joe Mixon can win or lose the game for them. And by that, I mean, if he's on form and he's getting 100, 120 yards in a game, as well as all of the other assets they've got, they tend to win. But what did he finish with on Sunday? 23 yards.
You still need to back that up, though. You still need a bit more than that if you're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, but I think if Mixon performs well, they generally win. Whereas if 23 yards for a player like Joe Mixon, they need that running game to sort of bolster. Whether it's sort of if they're looking at trades or draft picks this year, that O-line probably needs to be looked at.
As good as Mixon's been, though, I wonder if it's left them a bit more unbalanced than they were last year, where they didn't have a brilliant running back, but their offense on the whole seemed to be a lot better.
Yeah, it clicks last year.
But yeah, Texans going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be the 4 seed, I think.
Won't do anything.
Will the 5th seed, whoever that is, could be the Broncos, could be the Ravens, could be the Steelers. Will they be overly concerned about a trip to Houston? I don't think they would be at the moment.
No.
Jets at Jags. We can mainly skip this. Jets won it 32-25 in Jacksonville. I just wanted to point out that remember when Sata Mataz was on and David Earl didn't understand clock management. We told him not to run a play, not to score a touchdown, because
it gives a team.
Right. Now, the Jets run apparently by David Earl these days. At 25, I think the score was 25 all. Just after the 2-minute drill, but the Jags have got no timeouts left. The Jets have got the ball at the Jags 1 yard line. They've got first and goal. The Jags can't stop the clock. Jets score a touchdown straight away and give the Jags best part of 2 minutes to have a chance of doing it. Whereas the sensible thing to do, let the clock go down to 3 seconds, call a timeout, kick a field goal. Yeah. The field goal was from like 18 yards. That's how close they were to the line.
I think they'll just say that they knew that Sauce Gardner was going to get that pick.
Well, but you just wonder if I know these things, and I don't want to shock you, but I'm not an NFL coach. It does seem that clock management is just something they don't focus on anymore. Because this year I've seen so many instances where they've just fucked it up.
Well, you're on about him not being an head coach. If you have a word there, to you next year at the Jets.
Yeah, it's all going in. No,
I thought you'd gone back to the Giants.
I'll be at the Cards next year.
The Cards doing all right. They won't want you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's true. I'll ruin
fucking glory hunter with your playoff chasing teams. Commanders at Saints. Squeaky bum time.
Given the fact I think it was 21-0 after the first quarter.
It was. Washington was so bad second half, they took a point off. They finished 2019 to the Commies at the Saints. But
this is another game where Washington only play half a game of football. And again,
there's been a few.
Yeah, there's been a lot. That seems to be a recurring thing. And of course, New Orleans could have tied it with a point after, but they went for the win.
If the Saints, if it isn't a dead rubber for the Saints, they probably tie it there, don't they?
I agree. Yeah, they do.
Use the home advantage in overtime.
Yeah, they had nothing to lose.
Yeah, but
they listened to the anal zone, didn't they?
Yeah. Sometimes the anal zone is just irresistible.
Yeah. So I'm glad they went for it and missed, obviously, because if we'd have lost that game, that would have been bad. You'd
have dropped out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You'd have dropped below, is it Seattle?
Yeah, second half was shockingly poor. We took the foot off the pressure so much.
It was quite weird, this game, because I remember looking at it, and I'm pretty sure it was 20-3. And it seemed like it was 20-3 for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then next time I noticed it on Red Zone that the Saints are in the red zone trying to score a tying touchdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Good win, though. This stage of the season, win's a win, isn't it?
Win's a win, yeah.
Okay. We don't need to talk about this one for too long. The Ravens destroying the Giants. Giants got 2 touchdowns. So is this a successful game for the Giants? 35-14 it finished, but this was over in the first quarter, I think.
Yeah. Giants, that's a case of who they're going to go for in the draft, isn't it? They've got to go.
It's still them and the Raiders, isn't it? It's
right.
It's neck and neck.
Here's a question: say the Raiders and the Giants most likely are going to end the season neck and neck. how is it distinguished who gets first pick?
Initially, it'll be on a divisional record,
Mm-hmm.
which in
Even
both
though they're
cases is going to be bad.
Even though they're in different divisions.
Yeah, because you're going to play 6 divisional games each. So
yeah, but okay.
Strength of schedule. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, strength of schedule is a bit further down. It's divisional, then inter-conference, then it's
right.
There's a big list of potential tiebreakers. Okay, Edgy, you can have your Bengals stat now. Bengals 37, Titans, and Will, Ben, don't call me Nevis Levis, 27.
I don't know. I just think, in fairness, Cincinnati deserve to be in there in the mix. Yeah, I know their defense is poor, but
That's why they don't deserve to be in
it. But then you've got Burrow. Is he leading the passing yards? He must be, surely.
Yeah.
Chase is leading the receiving yards.
Yeah. I think they've still got the sack leader as well.
Yeah. When they're on the ball, they play so good, and it's just let down by really inept defensive. But
if their defense was quite bad, they'd have 10 wins already.
Yeah, they would.
But it isn't quite bad. It's fucking shit.
Abysmal.
And that's what's counting against them this year.
But I can see a way that they go. They're still in the hunt, as it were. I think they're probably more likely in the bubble, as they put it. But there's still a way. If they win out, I know they've got Cleveland next week, so should be a win. Then it's the Broncos and the Steelers. So
winnable.
Well, the Broncos and Steelers could already be in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Well, we're already in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
But the Broncos, they're not going to win their division. But I think they're a win away from being confirmed.
I think they are, yeah.
So
with that in mind and the players rested, etc., I think there's a possibility. And then once you're in the playoffs, it's anybody's game.
What's gone wrong with the defense, though? I don't understand.
It's shocking, isn't it?
I don't know why they're so bad. They shouldn't be. They've got good,
still good players.
They've got good players. Well, then thing is, they're not even trying to fix it, are they? They're just trying to outscore.
Score more. Yeah. They're like the Newcastle of old.
I think I saw a stat this year that there's been 7 occasions this year where a team have scored 36 or more points and lost, and 4 of them have been the Bengals.
Yeah.
So Bengals, I'd say 2% is generous in terms of, but because their divisional record shit, they're also below the Colts and Dolphins in the teams who are currently 6 and 8.
But I can't see Colts doing much, and Dolphins seem to have gone off the boil. So
I'm still astonished the Colts are in with a shout. Even.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
it makes no sense that they're there. They're like the Mandela effect team, aren't they?
Yeah. Well,
how have they won 6 games? Every time we're talking about them, we're talking about how shit they are.
Yeah.
And we'll come on to them in a bit where they've played shit again. All right, but Patriots at Cardinals. We wouldn't ordinarily give this much coverage, but as we have a Cardinals fan in our midst,
I've been for a long time. Thank you.
I mean, it's got to be nearly an hour now.
It's the longest ever.
It probably is, actually. Yeah. I did. Funnily enough, I kind of watched this one because I had Murray as the quarterback in.
Well, I expected you to be watching every game.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I have watched them all.
In-depth research, everyone.
Bit of a scare because Murray left the game briefly, and I thought, oh shit, that's probably it. But playoff hopes marginally alive. I think you're gonna have to win out. Which, when you look on the face of it, the last 2 games are the Rams and the 49ers. But again, not against the all odds. Can see a way that it could happen.
I wouldn't have fated anyone in the NFC West putting together a run of 3 victories.
No.
Every single time they go on the field, it's 50-50 at best.
Yeah. And really, it's quite apt that the Cards are 7-7 now because it has been that sort of season, hasn't it?
Well, they are the Pod's official 50-50 team, aren't they?
Yeah. What was their
Patriots? Nothing team, aren't they at the moment?
They do have glimpses, but it's few and far between, isn't it? I think if they can get a bit of a foothold defensively in a game, you can potentially see them get.
But their defense has got progressively worse through the season. It actually started
off well.
okay. Colts at Broncos, between somehow two teams fighting over the wildcard spots, despite no one noticing the Colts winning ever. Finished 13 Colts, 31 Broncos.
And this game...
This was a game for a while. This was very close.
It was. And this is the game that cost Bornix the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he loses it after this game.
Why do you say that?
3 interceptions, he was bad. 3 interceptions, 130 yards. He looked crap. He did look poor.
To be fair, it wasn't none of his interceptions were the worst interception of the game, were they?
No.
A special mention for Jonathan Taylor. Did you see him running into the end zone?
Yeah, I did see this one. And even though I still think it's one of the dumbest things ever.
It is a dumb rule.
Does anyone else think he has actually broke the plane on that one?
I think he lost control when he trying to switch hands.
It's very close, isn't it?
It is close.
It's one of those ones where ordinarily they'd go, we have to go with the decision on the field because we can't tell. So we stick with the original decision. I thought that one was a bit iffy. I wonder if that one's taking place in Indianapolis and not Denver. Does that get overturned?
Yeah. If your aspirations for the next couple of years are to just get a winning record, consolidate, absolutely fine. But you get the impressions from everything that's being said that the Colts want to, do more.
I think
Colts
they'll move on.
quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
The Colts aren't. I mean, the fact that they're anywhere near a wildcard place is astonishing.
Are they
They
near it? Well,
they don't seem any better than the Titans to me.
No, they're not. They're not any better.
And it was all sort of summed up. I think it was it in the fourth quarter? And they were only 3 points behind, and they came up with that stupid play where Richardson.
Come on, that was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious, but not if you're an Indianapolis fan.
Yeah, it's a one score game at that point. Yeah,
the defender, I don't know who it was, just sort of, oh, hang on, I've got the ball here, and boom, gone. It was just
the thing. The thing is, when that play happens normally, right? So they do a lateral, the quarterback goes back and they do another lateral on it. What they normally do is they throw it quite high across the pitch, so a defender can't just walk forward and catch it.
Yeah, that's all he did.
But to be honest, I'm not even sure that was a design play because none of the Colts seemed ready for it. I reckon, was it Pittman who threw it? I can't remember who the wide receiver was, but
sure.
I wonder if he went rogue and just went, I've got an idea from this lateral. Bills 48, Lions 42.
What a game.
I tell you what, this is like this in the Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl.
I said last week that I hope this is the Super Bowl.
Amazing.
Fucking nuclear, didn't he, Josh Allen?
Yeah, it was I think I might have said on here before that the Bills have been starting slowly this season. Didn't fucking last week, did they?
No.
They came out flying.
I found the Lions are going the other way. I know it's a tough game to lose.
I think the Lions are all right. They're still missing quite a lot of people on defense. They've lost Montgomery as well now, probably for the season.
Yeah,
it's just shit timing for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I just feel they're losing a lot of major pieces. Now, Hutchinson said if they get to the Super Bowl, they should be fit. But come on, he's not going to be. Missed all that training. He's not going to be. It's like saying,
he's not going to be match fit.
He's not going to be match fit. No,
his sharpness isn't going to come back until well into next season.
But like Edgy said, 5 touchdowns for Jared Goff, and lost a game compared to 5 interceptions and won a game. This was a game of 2 great quarterbacks. Always said the Bills, Allen, probably league MVP, you're definitely a candidate. We said that at the start of the season.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Goff, again, just under 500 yards, 5 touchdowns.
The second one this year has done essentially 500 yards and lost.
It's just, isn't it crazy? This is what football is, though. It's great, isn't it?
It is. Do you think, I think what this game was 2 of the better coaches in the NFL noticing weaknesses in the other team's defense and just going, "Fuck it,
We'll go for it.
We'll go for it against them." And they were both
Yeah.
right to do it. And
Yeah.
it could have easily been 48-42 the other way. It's one of those games.
Yeah, but if this is the Super Bowl game, let's hope for a similar kind of game. But
Bring it on. Not
I've
6-3.
just got this feeling Detroit will not make it.
So I'm the
For the
same
Super
now.
Bowl.
I'm the same. I think
I fear for them.
unless these players all Montgomery's going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, he's
regardless.
gone. Yeah.
Hutchinson's already a huge loss.
He's gone.
They've got I think 4 players of their starting defense still out. They need to get them back, and I don't know how many of them are going to get back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But those holes were massive against the Bills.
Yeah.
It's not like you can. It's not just getting decent replacement players in. It's getting decent replacement players in and having them know all the system and everything like that. If the Lions don't get 2 or 3 of those back, in the playoffs,
I agree.
I don't think they've got a hope.
But can Gibbs carry the Lions running game by himself?
No, because
No,
it's
that's the answer.
such a high impact position. That's why they've been alternating all season.
Yeah.
One thing I would say about this, okay, the Lions, they've got issues on defense. We know that just in terms of the players they've got out there. The last 2 Bills games, they've conceded 40 plus in both of them. They haven't got those huge defensive injury problems. Is this, even after a win, is this a huge concern for them? Now, they have played the Lions, brilliant offense. The Rams, who can on their day have a brilliant offense. Yeah. But either way, conceding over 90 points in 2 games is concerning for a team about to go into the postseason.
Yeah, straight away you look at the Bills and you think, right, let's have a look how the opposition wide receiver's been doing. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, 193 yards. He caught 14.
Well, fucking nailed that.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, we were 14 out of 18. So if you've got a decent number 1 wide receiver, the Bills can get at. Laporta, tight end, he had 111 yards. He caught 7 of 10. So that's, again, if you've got a good tight end, a good wide receiver, the Bills can be beat. But you do need to stop Josh Allen.
I think we all said it at the beginning that the Bills are such a fantastic team. Would go on to
all
have a
of us,
season.
Yeah.
Every single one of us.
There's audio evidence of it.
Yeah.
But
we're just lucky that no one's got the time to go back to listen to it.
If anybody was going to have doubts over them, not us, I'll stress, it was the fact that they didn't seem to have, other than Josh Allen, didn't seem to have stars at the other positions like some of the other teams. And
wide receiver, no.
Exactly, yeah. Well, that was leading on to my question. Who's their WR1? Is it Shakir? Is it Cooper? Coleman?
I think this is actually one of the things that's it's turned out to be beneficial to them.
Absolutely.
In the fact that he hasn't got one outstanding receiver. He's got like 10 quite good ones. Okay, there's not that much more to say about the Bills and Lions. They're both going to the playoffs. It would really sadden me if the Lions season got derailed due to injuries. That's all. They don't deserve that. Buccaneers at Chargers. I think, even though we all predicted the Chargers, we all said the same thing about this one, is that could be a tight one. No, we're wrong. We know fuck all. Buccaneers 40, Chargers 17.
What happened?
Chargers defense just, I don't know, is it, if you're playing like an overly defensive style, you get to this stage of the season, are you just fucked?
Yeah, possibly. I couldn't believe the score. I didn't watch the game, but I couldn't believe the score. When I looked at it, I thought, there's no chance that they conceded 40 to the Bucs, but they did.
I mean, the Bucs played well, but the Chargers, it's been their issue all season. It's the Steelers of last year, in that if the other team get over 20, they're fucked. They're not going to score much more than that, and they've kind of had that season. In the Chargers case, I did see a stat, which is I think they're 8-6 now. The Chargers, their 6 losses are teams who all look like they're going to be in the playoffs, and their 8 wins are teams who are looking like they won't be. So they kind of are where they're meant to be, which is borderline wild card. based on who they
You
beat
put
and
them on
who they
that
lost to.
par with Denver. They're in that sort of bracket, aren't they?
Yeah, which is a nice build up to next week's game, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah. But I've always thought the Bucks have got, if their offense clicks, they can do that to anyone.
I think they are. I mean, we've been saying it about your Cardinals all season. I think the Bucks are the most hit or miss team. I think they are because they seem to have higher highs and lower lows than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They can put 40-odd points up because one of the Bucks who beat the Lions earlier in the season, and they also beat the Eagles earlier in the season.
They beat us, obviously, first game of the season.
I was on about like the top teams, but yeah, I beat you as well.
A top team.
But they also lost to, was it the Patriots or someone like that? They lost to someone shit, and yeah, that's who the Bucks are.
Mike Evans recorded his 23rd career game with multiple receiving touchdowns. He's now the 5th most by a player in a single.
When he got injured a few weeks ago, he missed 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is so sad. He's going to lose his record of 1,000-yard seasons every season and that kind of thing." He still might get it.
How far is he off now?
I think he needs about 80 yards a game for the last 3. But yeah, it's I hope he gets it because
me too.
Seems like a good guy as well.
Yeah, and he's not one of these braggy people where he just goes around and shoots videos of him with big chains around his neck and in videos.
He's not a Dave Lee Travis, is he?
Well, who is, thankfully. But he's not one of these showy kind of wide receivers like.
He can't be though. He's called Mike Evans. He can't be. He's got to be.
You remember Keyshawn, don't you? Though Keyshawn, he were a buck. He were a nightmare.
Yeah, but he's called Keyshawn. He's not called Mike.
Keyshawn Johnson.
I don't know what Sean Connery was doing there. Well, it's Philadelphia, where the Steelers were narrowly edged by the Philadelphia Eagles. They got 27. We only got 13. Yeah, they're a lot better than us.
Have they suddenly changed the definition of the word narrowly?
They're a really good side, and our limitations were on display. We stopped Saquon as well pretty well. We did a pretty good job on Saquon.
Mm-hmm.
Just forgot about the others, which I guess is the danger when you're facing the Eagles.
Yeah, but they were good side. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and slag off Russell Wilson again. I mean, I might stand up for it, but if the talk is there are lots of Steelers fans who want him to stay, I don't. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's been good enough all season. Yet again, there's turnover in the red zone. Yet again, we're getting 3s when we should be getting 7s. The amount of touchdowns we were getting with Justin Fields in the red zone is twice as much as we're getting with Wilson. So I'm not on Team Russ, put it that way.
Potential injury to TJ as well.
I'm too upset to bring that up.
Okay.
He missed the playoffs last year as well. He got injured at the end of last season and missed the playoffs. It's
just a little bit of history.
It's such a huge thing to take out of our defense because generally there's 2 players on him. If we haven't got TJ Watt there, that makes our defense easy to stop. Even if Peyton Wilson's playing, it's not the same.
Yeah, that's true.
It's quite telling the 2 big injuries that could affect you. Pickens, is he going to be back?
I don't know. I think that is week to week, as they say. So he's not on IR.
Right.
But they haven't actually said they were waiting on an X-ray, I think, for TJ. Okay, but Steelers and Eagles, both teams heading to postseason. One looking a better bet than the other. But we won't specify.
Yeah.
We all know.
Packers 30, Seahawks 13. I've said for a couple of weeks now, I think the Packers are ominously hitting a bit of form. This was their best performance of the season against an in-form Seattle side.
I watched the first it's first half really, and aside from the fact that Seattle's hit looked like a radioactive highlighter and just exploded.
Horrible, isn't it?
Fucking awful.
Too
Is
much.
that their permanent kit, second kit? Was
No,
It's awful.
I'm not sure what they've done that one out for.
No.
It's because obviously they've got a white kit and they've got a blue kit, and they've
Mhm.
also got this Australian's nightmare kit.
Fucking awful.
It is horrible, yeah. But then again, the Steelers have got their throwback kit, which is generally considered one of the most disgusting things that's ever been seen.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get that. But yeah, they looked really good. Again, we'll hark back to the fact that we've always said that Green Bay are a team probably for next year rather than this year. But that trajectory that they're on, they're doing everything right, I think.
Yeah, you don't fancy playing them. But if you meet the Packers in the playoffs, they create more fear than teams say, like, I know it's different, than the Broncos, than the Texans. I'd rather play the Texans, the Broncos.
They're likely to be up against either the Bucks or the Rams in the playoffs.
Packers.
Tasty games, but
Yeah.
I'd expect the Packers to beat both.
Yeah, I
those
would.
teams.
I would as well. I would. But Jordan Love, it seems to be starting slowly just to getting better and better. Jacobs doing what Jacobs does all the time. I do. The only thing I feel for the Packers is just the receiving again. They just don't have any standouts, I don't think.
But they're similar to the Bills, aren't they? In that respect?
Yeah, I agree.
He mixes it up, and they've got lots of decent receivers, but without anyone who's outstanding. That tight end's come on this year though as well. He's improved quite a lot as the season's gone on. Yeah,
I think you wouldn't call them elite,
No,
but they're not far off.
they're definitely above average.
What you'd call them at the moment as well is, unlike some other teams, you'd call them fit and available.
Yeah.
If we were having a bracket where we were
difference.
putting the Broncos and the Chargers, I think Green Bay are above that.
Yeah, I think that division, you've got 3 of the 4 best NFC teams in the same division this year. Bears at Vikings, Bears 12, Vikings 30. Daz, I believe you have a stat about the Bears for us.
Yes, it's not about the Bears, it's about Justin Fields. I know we've just talked about Justin Fields for the Steelers, and you see him being there next season at the Steelers, possibly starting at the Steelers. Bears, last 8 games with Caleb Williams at the helm, 0-8, 0 wins, 8 losses, only scoring on average 14.75 per game. The Bears' last 8 games of last season, with a obviously healthy Justin Fields, finished with a 5-3 record with 24.5 points per game. So they brought in Caleb Williams, thinking, he's the big player coming out of college.
Okay.
Yeah, big player coming out of college.
Big cheese on campus.
Big cheese on campus. When he had the ball, I've seen one of his sacks where he was going out wide, trying to go I forgot who the defensive end was for the Vikings, but you could hear him because he was mic'd up shouting, "Chase me," across the field.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What I want to talk here about is Caleb Williams. Now, the Bears obviously couldn't pass on Caleb Williams, but the way Justin Fields finished last season with 5-3 on a Bears team that wasn't brilliant, Justin Fields was still young. He seemed to get better and better and better in those 8 games, and there must have been a little bit of thought in the Bears front office of, shall we trade away the first round pick because they get shed loads of picks in for that? But Caleb Williams are on the market, and obviously massive player, but a very good Justin Fields who knows the system, who knew the system, and he got better and better and better. They must have been at one point thinking, let's keep Fields because he's getting better. And if Caleb Williams weren't there and it weren't Jaden Daniels and Drake May and all this lot, they would have kept Justin Fields. But I think they were pressured to get Caleb Williams.
It's all contracts, isn't it? At the end of last season, Fields was at year 3 of 5 on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
So they're looking at him as going, okay, he hasn't progressed as much as we were hoping over those 3 years. Therefore, we can get another guy in, and we're starting on year 1 again, and we can improve him over 3 years. That's how they're looking at it in terms of money. I reckon the finishing on with 5-3 in their last 8 games wasn't even a consideration for them. it was
Not for the
more a
Bears
case of-
franchise, no, but for the fans. No, obviously they are now turning against Caleb Williams because he's poor.
I reckon they're turning more against the
front
people
office.
that they brought in not to protect him.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what they've done. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I remember the Bears finishing quite strongly last year. That's why everyone thought they'd be good this year. But everything about them has been sort of fallen backwards, and they're further away now than they were at this stage in year one of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Falcons 15, Raiders at 9. Didn't even watch the highlights of this game. You know, the game in 40 highlights. Couldn't even be bothered to watch those. I watched the 12-minute highlights package, and there was barely enough to fill that. Dreadful match.
That's me.
Still in contention for the postseason.
No comment on about that. Antonio Pierce is on future as head coach with the Raiders. Amid a 2-win season, his words were, "I'm under contract," which obviously means everything.
Pay me to fuck off. That's what it means.
Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette.
Random rookie roulette.
Random rookie roulette.
Yeah. I'll start.
Well, who wants to go first?
I'll start.
Go on, Edgy.
So Ricky Pearsall. Now I'm not sure this has been covered at all in the media, but he started off missing a few games because he actually got shot. I don't know whether it's came as a surprise to me when I found out. But since then, he's had a few outings, scored a touchdown. But on Thursday, I can't even fucking remember. The Rams, he had 4 passes thrown at him, and he decided to catch one of them. It was for 16 yards.
But, you know, it's good that he's appearing because he spent most of the season not appearing. So it's better to see him than not see him. Should we move on to Chop?
I heard his name a few
a
times.
Monster game.
Against the Texans, he had 2 tackles, 1 solo, 1 assist, and 1.5 sacks.
Wowdy.
I heard him got 1.
Now, do we think that's better or worse than 1 catch from 4 attempts for 16 yards?
To be fair,
had the sack not have been in there,
1.5 sacks.
1.5 sacks, I'd have said no, but the sack wins it for me.
Yeah.
even though it was shot.
But he wasn't shot this week's game. That's
It was shot this
He just
season.
played
though.
like it.
If we'd have been doing this at pre-season, who won pre-season? Well, it's the guy who got shot. But because he hasn't done it in the regular season, it doesn't count.
True.
All right, so 2 tackles, 1.5 sacks. What you got, Peyton Wilson?
Peyton Wilson, well, he's going to match that and better it because he had 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, and a pass deflection.
Now I'd put a lot more weight in a sack and a half.
Now, yeah, that's what we're getting down to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are we talking?
So 5 tackles versus how many for Chop?
2 tackles and 1.5 sacks.
Oh, I'm staying out of this one.
Well, you've got to decide it essentially because obviously me and Daz are both going to be backing our players.
Yeah, 1 pass deflection.
Right.
He didn't catch it, did he?
He deflected it.
If he'd have caught it and returned it, we might have won that game.
I'm going to go with Chop.
No, then I agree.
You forced him to do this then. So a bloke's playing darts.
It's a joke.
That's my darts joke.
All right. The only way, 2 reasons why I've chosen it.
It don't matter because he's already won it.
Yeah, we can't catch him now.
That's reason number 2. Reason number 1 is that
this puts Chop 4 behind with 3 to play.
A sack is comparable to a touchdown, I would say, in terms of numbers that are expected per season. And as your boy Peyton didn't get one, putting more weight in the.
But to be fair, his job is he's a linebacker, whereas Chop is the defensive end. He's in there to make sacks. That's a different job.
Yeah, but 5 tackles for a linebacker is
and pass deflection.
and one pass deflection.
I'm calling that a dropped interception.
Next week's predictions.
Okay, do you just want to give us a catch up on this one, Treat?
Last week, I got 11, Dazzla got 12, Edgy got 12.
Well done, Edgy.
Leaving the current scores. Edgy, 142. Me, 148. Daz, first one to hit 150.
Woo! 150.
150.
So with 3 games to go, 3 weeks to go, there are 8 points separating us all. It's
All to play
anyone's
for, yeah.
game. Probably
Apart
not
from
Edge's,
me.
but
Yeah.
possibly it's most people's game. All right, and Daz has ruined the fun again by writing all his in. So
No, I'm doing this on purpose because
really,
Yeah.
I thought you typed all of those in by mistake.
no, on purpose, so you guys can have a think about it and try and catch me up. End of the day, I'm 2 in front. You guys can disagree, agree. Take your time. Have a pick. Are you going to go with me, against me? But knowing you're behind, you're going to have to not go with me sometimes. Edgy, I've just heard some latest
What
news.
are you going on?
Well, I was going to say what.
Edgy, I've just heard that
Oh,
you've
it's
got.
like my nan in her final days. Broncos Chargers. Daz, how are you going?
Well, seeing I'm leading this, then I'll choose first. I'm going to go for the Chargers, and the reason why I go for
I can see
Chargers,
it.
I'm going to go for the Chargers is because Jim Harbaugh is going to twat these players when they get back into the changing room. He'll have drummed them in. It'll be like 50 laps around the pitch. They'll be back against the Chargers, against the Broncos, and win.
Okay. I reckon after getting whooped last week and having to run around the pitch 50 times, the Chargers defense is going to be knackered. I think the Broncos defense is good, and I think the Broncos offense is slightly better than the Chargers. So I think on form, the Broncos will edge this.
I am going for Bo Nix to bounce back, baby,
Bounce back from what?
for a poor game.
He won a poor game.
Yeah, he's still won.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes for 2 picks here against the Chargers.
Texans at Chiefs.
Okay, now this has been an interesting one because I've gone for the Chiefs, but if Mahomes doesn't play, then the Texans have every chance.
Oh, hang on. This is the gamble, isn't it?
Absolutely. And who did we say?
He's gone for the Chiefs as well.
Yeah.
I can see it. He's
And who did we say with the backup with the Chiefs? Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
Josh
exactly.
Johns something.
Johnson, yeah, they'll wheel him out. But I've still gone for Chiefs because I think they've got a semi-decent backup in Carson Wentz. So even if Wentz does play, I think they'll have enough for the Texans.
Texans arguably got more to play for. Chiefs pretty much guaranteed number 1 seed. I just don't think the Texans are playing well enough. I'm going to go for the Chiefs.
I'm going to go for the gamble. Go for Houston.
It's worth it.
I think possibly that they do rest Mahomes, or he's not fit enough to play.
Mm-hmm.
And a misfiring offense so far this season is due to be found out at some point. Would back the Texans to do it.
Steelers at Ravens.
I'll just
Essentially,
Pittsburgh
AFC
and-
North decider.
Yeah. And I think you beat the Ravens last game. Am I right?
Essentially, we always beat them. I think
Yeah, it's not-
7 out of the last 8 or something
I
like
was
that.
going to say they've not got a good record, have they, against the Steelers?
They don't like it up them.
They don't. So this time I'm going to go for the Ravens to win because the duo win.
All right, so we go for the Raiders later as well.
Well, Raiders are playing so unequally as bad. The Jaguars, so it's yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't even going to include that game in it. I thought, should we just leave that one out?
Did you say the
Now-
Ravens are due a win? Oh, you mean against Pittsburgh?
Against Pittsburgh,
Right,
yeah.
I'm with you. Sorry, yeah.
These are always shit games to watch. Steelers deservedly beat them last time, but that was down to stellar performance from TJ Watt, who's not going to be playing this weekend. Our defense just isn't the same without him. most likely best chance Ravens have had for a while to beat us, but I'm going for the Steelers because I've got to, haven't
Oh, you say that.
I? I have. I've
Yeah.
got to.
And Edge has gone for the Texans. Where have you gone for the Texans?
I've gone for the Texans in the game that they're playing.
Yeah.
In the game that they're not playing,
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Pittsburgh is Baltimore.
Yeah.
You
Baltimore.
okay? You have someone who looks after you.
The dog.
Got away with that is.
Yeah.
Edgy, Steelers and Ravens.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Oh.
TJ will be a massive miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Next one is Cardinals at Panthers. So Edge's team.
Edge's Cardinals.
Yeah.
What a fucking match to jump into supporting them against.
Cardinals 7-7 against the 3-11 Panthers. The Panthers are good for between 10 and 14 points, but Cardinals will get mid-20s on this game. Cardinals for me.
I mean, as Edgy's gone against my team, it's only right that I go against his. Unfortunately, his team are playing the fucking Panthers. So that means I've got to choose the Cardinals.
Next game, Eagles at Commanders. Now, if the Commanders, and if we could actually play two halves of football, I've gone for the Eagles, and I hate to say that against Commanders. I know I do hate to say that, but Commanders need to sort the shit out, whether it's the conditioning, if we get out to a lead, we just let other teams back in.
Eagles, very strong team.
Yeah, they are.
I saw it with my own eyes against my own team last week. They are. It's going to take a very good team to stop them this year.
Agreed. And Washington.
I fear for a beaten up Lions team at the moment because the Eagles look so physically strong going into the last few games of the season.
Yeah, Eagles for me.
Yeah, I've put down for you. Next game.
Edgy's dissing both our teams tonight, and we both went. Yeah. We both went for his team.
I know.
Yeah, bitches.
Yeah. Fucking stabbed in the back.
You hate us because you ain't us.
Literally stabbed in the front.
Stabbed in the back.
Let's go, Cardinals.
Stabbed in the back, front, and arse.
Yeah. Next game is Titans 3-11 against the Colts 6-8. I've gone for Titans. I think if Mason Rudolph he starts, he's more consistent than Will Levis. And Colts, I just fucking hate the Colts. Every time I seem to go for the Colts, they lose. They're 6-8. I can't remember who they've won. They'll beat crap.
They're a stealth team. The Colts are a stealth team. Titans probably missing a trick because Mason Rudolph is at best safety first quarterback. Yeah. If the Titans are going to win, they need a disruptor at QB, and Will Levis is more likely to be that player. The Colts
maybe he finishes the game.
Well, he doesn't, but he's still a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph ever dreams of being. Colts are stronger all over the pitch than the Titans. Even with Anthony Richardson, you never know what you're going to get, but if Jonathan Taylor waits half an inch, he'll score, and they'll probably run okay against the Titans.
I hate the Colts.
Colts for me.
I'm going to go with the Colts as well.
Next one then, Rams 8-6 against the 4-10 New York Jets. I've gone for the Rams because I think they'll score more points than the Jets.
The Rams are a vastly superior team with one of the best offenses in the NFL and one of the best coaches in the NFL. Jets are none of those.
I'm going to say the Rams a la week 14 rather than week 15.
Next game, another one of your divisional games, G, in your division. Browns at Bengals. Bengals 6-8.
In India?
Yep, and the Browns, not in India, are 3-11.
You wanted to do an accent.
I'm not good at accents.
Amen to that, brother.
He did do an accent and I cut it out.
But what accent?
I can't believe you did that.
Imagine how offensive it must have been.
Yeah. Just got cancelled if you'd have broadcast that. Terrible.
Yeah, so my good friend, Ami Desange, He's a massive Bengals fan. I'm going to stick with these team and stick with the Bengals.
Not many teams I like watching more than the Bengals. They're technically still in the playoff race, where they've somehow got less chance than the Colts of making it. But they'll beat the Browns. The Browns are a silly team.
And as discussed earlier, I think there's a script where some teams do make the playoffs. In order to do that, they've got to win out.
They don't. They don't make the playoffs. They don't.
In order to do that, they've got to win out, and it starts with the winning.
Interesting. Right, the banged up Lions. They travel to Chicago. Lions 12-2. Obviously got defeated by the Bills in a close game last week against the hapless Bears, who are 4-10, and they were 4-2.
Indeed. I haven't seen a team with less hap than the Bears.
Well, interesting comment coming from
Apart from the Raiders and Giants.
I've gone for the Lions, obviously, because even with half a team with 8 players on the field,
it's not far off half a team, is it?
You know, even just with 8 players, the Lions beat the Bears. But what I'd like to see in this game is Caleb Williams and how he does against the Lions defense.
I actually think this is quite a good time for Caleb Williams to be playing the Lions with half their defense. It won't make a difference because the Lions' offense will fucking destroy the Bears' defense. But I reckon Caleb might point up a few points here. But I'm still going for the Lions.
Injuries, I think, are going to make them Detroit a lot weaker. And the massive miss is Montgomery. And it's how they can translate missing him into... He's out for the season, isn't he? So
yeah.
I'm going to go with Detroit only because I think Chicago's got far bigger problems on and off the field.
Excellent. Patriots at the Bills. So now we've got the 11-3 Bills play the 3-11 Patriots. Bills going strength to strength. I'm going to put the Bills probably as a top 2, maybe top 3 team in the NFL. And one of...
I mean, that's a hot take in week 16.
Exactly. And I think the Bills from the AFC could possibly be the...
You reckon they'll be in the playoffs? This is one of your tips for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the Bills will win the AFC Championship against the Ravens. Yeah, so I'm going to go for the Bills easily on this one. Patriots are wank.
Sorry, are you waiting for me to say the Bills?
Yeah,
the
Bills.
The Bills. Obviously.
Edgy.
Yeah, I'm going to take a punt on the Bills, I think.
Yeah, on this one. Next one, we have got...
Take a punt on the Bills, take a massive shit on the Patriots.
We've got the New York Giants. They travel all the way to Atlanta. Now, this one's quite a distance.
It is. Top left to kind of bottom middle.
Oh, no, it's
bottom middle, but right a bit.
Yeah. This is a game where Kirk Cousins has to play better. If he doesn't play better, I think he won't play again this season. But over the Giants, and Giants will want the first pick as well. So Falcons for me.
I think Kirko is going to have one of his enjoyable days. He hasn't had one for a while. I think the Falcons win this very comfortably. The Giants are fucking awful.
Yeah, so we've got Edgy.
I think Kirk Cousins is shit.
He is.
And
you're biased though. What have you been in the Giants GM?
This is true, but I'm also going to go for Atlanta because the whole of the Giants are shitter, and I take the Falcons to win by a field goal.
So we've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks at the Lumen Stadium. So I've gone for Vikings because they're just better than the Seahawks.
Seahawks, before last week, had won 4 on the bounce, possibly 5 on the bounce. Oh, yeah. Am I going for the Vikings? You already put it there.
I'm just guessing. Jags at Raiders, this is a shit show.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think we should even have to do this one.
I'm not saying nothing. I've just put Jags.
I've put Jags because the Raiders are tanking more.
Is this the last Sunday game? The last game of... Is it Christmas next week? Fuck me.
Is it Christmas? You
Christmas
see,
Eve.
it's not you that sounds thick, Daz.
All right, mate.
Is it Christmas?
Somebody warm up this biryani.
What's going on? Why is that fat man in the red suit coming down my chimney again? This happens every year.
For I don't know where we're up to, but Jacksonville for me.
Yeah, Raiders. I think this is a game where Pierce gets sacked.
Did I even select for the Minnesota Seattle game?
Yeah, he said Vikings.
I don't know, because Daz put Vikings in for me before I'd said anything, so he might have done the same for you.
Right. I think
what he's doing now, because he's got the lead, he's just going to put ours in and hope he don't make
So 49ers at Dolphins. Both teams 6-8.
What am I going for here, Daz?
Well, this is one of these games that anyone could win and anyone could lose. I've gone Niners.
49ers 1%, and 1% equals you're not going to the playoffs.
No.
Dolphins still in with the shout.
Mm.
I think the Dolphins have got more to play for. They're at home. I'll go for the Dolphins.
Okay. Joe?
I am going to go. Going to go with Miami.
So next game is the Bucks at Cowboys. Bucks.
Obviously the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know why you bothered asking us that one.
Fancy him to win it anyway. No, we're all done. No, we've got New Orleans versus Green Bay, and everyone's picking Green Bay, so let's just pencil it in.
Oh, I forgot this was still going. Did we all said Bucks, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we all said Packers?
Yeah.
I'm definitely saying Packers.
Apparently, there are reportedly
apparently Carol Decker.
Yeah.
I love statements that begin with apparently.
Yeah. They're reportedly then. What about reportedly? Is that better? Reportedly. Yeah. Reportedly, there are several teams that would rather give Sam Darnold a 40 million contract than draft a top QB in the 2025 draft.
I reckon there'll be someone offering that over 3 years rather than 40 million over 1 year. I reckon someone will offer him a 3-year contract, 120 mil, something like that.
Yeah, so take that. Does it say who they are?
It doesn't. It just says inverted brackets.
Are these reports from his agent by any chance?
This is from
Mo
Chewbacca.
Salah's agent doing it.
No, this is from Chewbacca and the NFL Wookiee Watch.
What's he going on about now? Has he taken his meds today?
Bit about Carol Decker, I think.
Just dribbling everywhere now.
Daz is on crack.
Shit everywhere.
What happened to the days where
the poor nurse is going to have to clear all that up?
Burt Bacharach and Steve Young, the good old days.
Yeah, you sort of make sense back then.
These days, that's
qbscpod@gmail.com.
Packers Seahawks, Edgy's shirt, Carol Decker. Now it all makes sense.